Hello, and welcome to Tales from the Twists, a podcast where we like to talk about Round the Twist, an 80s, 90s television show from Australia, which aired, funnily enough, in the 80s and 90s. Today I'm joined by my co-host, Anthony Bull.
Hello, Joe. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I am good. Very well.
Today we are here to talk about Little Squirt. Is it It's L-I-L, Squirt. Do you pronounce that Lil or Lil?
It's Lil.
As in Lil?
Lil.
Lil.
Lil Squirt.
Are you saying it Lil or Lul?
I don't know. Lol.
Lul?
Lol Squirt. Lil Squirt.
Lil Squirt being everyone's favourite episode.
Was it really Lil?
I've written down L-I-L.
I don't think he was, man. I'm pretty sure.
What did you write down?
I wrote Little Squirt.
Well, you would be wrong.
Don't know about that.
No, I think that you're wrong.
Alright, I think you're wrong, but hey, it's okay. I'm not from Yeronga, so...
Neither... What would being from Yeronga have to do with anyone's correctness?
Well, obviously, if you're from Yeronga, then you're from the Yerong part of town. Yeronga.
Ah, look at you. The puns begin already.
Pete has just trained me as a pun master.
You're talking about Season 1, Pete, and not the disgrace we have for Season 2.
Well, he's alright. Let's give the boy a chance, eh? Come on.
We've given him 3 episodes
He's got
now.
big shoes to fill, mate.
3 episodes, and he's given us nothing.
Well, you can't have that old Pete anymore.
Why not?
Because he's, old. He'd be, in his 20s, and he'd be like,
No,
oh,
he wouldn't.
he'd be like, hi, Dad. Yeah, we're gonna go off to school. And he'd be, having, 5 o'clock shadow or something, and you'd have Linda or something as well. He's clearly 20 as well.
You make him out to be 50 years old.
Yeah, hey, it's going, Dad.
He was about 15 or 16 in the original series, would you say?
Yeah.
About that.
About that, yes.
Now, Season 2 was filmed in 92, Season 1 was filmed in 89. That's about 3 years.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, or 4
so
years.
So what's it going to be? 19?
19, yeah.
It would still work.
I guess so, but come on, give some future Australians a bit of a chance, I guess. I don't know.
This guy did not... The Season 2 Pete did not deserve a chance.
Alright, whatever. Far out.
Far out, Brussels sprout.
Well, how do you know that the guy didn't just say, you know what, I don't want to be a part of this group anymore. I don't want to be in this bloody show.
Because they didn't get any of the children. Surely, at least one of them would come back. Look at their careers. Have any of them done anything of notability, apart from Tiger? The original Tiger did alright.
What did he do?
He's been in a couple of other TV shows. He was in that Noah and Saskia.
Oh, yeah, Noah and Saskia?
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
He was in...
Ocean Girl? When we had this or something?
No, that's current Bronson. Season 2 Bronson was in Ocean Girl.
Well, see, that's alright then. Apparently...
No, we're talking about the Season 1 characters.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright, whatever.
Actors.
Yeah. Tiger is great. I love Tiger.
Everyone loves Tiger. Season 1 Tiger.
Yeah, I don't really like this new rabbit. We're going to call him Rabbit.
Well, yeah. Can we just
swap roles, right? Can we just call him Tiger?
No.
It's really annoying.
If you, as a listener, are worried about our opinion of any of the characters or actors, think about this. Is the character from Season 1? Yes or no? If yes, the answer is yes, we like them. If you answered no, is the character from Season 2? If you answered yes, then do we like them? The answer is no.
Yes, that's true. But with exceptions, because I don't know, then maybe we'll find a character.
Who? Snapper's basically the same.
Well, we don't know if there might be a character that comes up later on that we're like, actually, this guy's kind of cool now that he's got more time, in a future episodes. We don't know that. Because you might say, oh, what about the main villain of the story who pops up in episode 5?
Mr. Henderson.
Well, it could be Mr.
Harry.
Mr. Wendelson. Wendelson.
What
Mr. Wendelson.
What is Mr. Wendelson?
I don't know. It's this Asian guy who wants to buy the lighthouse to build it into a set of hotels. I don't know.
Little Squirt, the episode we're talking about today, is everyone's favourite, well, one of everyone's favourite. When you ask somebody, oh, what's your favourite episode of Round the Twist? The show you used to watch when we were kids. They either say, oh, my favourite episode's the one where Bronson swallows a fish and his penis turns into a propeller.
Yeah.
Or they say, oh, the one where Bronson makes friends with a water spirit and it makes his penis shoot lots of water out.
You see, a lot of everyone's favourite episodes of Round the Twist revolve around Bronson's penis.
Phallic.
Yeah,
very
pretty
phallic.
much. And you know what I found is that most people, it's not their favourite episode.
It's
their
the one they remember?
Well, it's either their favourite concept or favourite short little thing. What you like is the one where Bronson's can pee over the wall. That's a peeing contest. That's what everyone remembers it as. But they don't remember the rest of the episode. If you ask them what happens in the rest of the episode, they'd say, it befriends a water spirit, when we know that's actually what happens.
No, you're right. You are right indeed. It's all about it seems to be about the concepts.
Yeah.
That's with the season 2 episodes especially. It's all about, was the concept interesting? Because the episode itself rarely ever is.
Yes, it's true. It's like, we've only been up to season 3 episodes, but usually it has to be the concept is kind of funny or interesting or weird. Because, like, we had back-to-back 2 probably of the most memorable episodes. The flying, one where Linda flies, and the one where Bronson pees. If you ask people, like, to name the top 5, they might be in there, because, I don't know, Linda flying, that was a big thing we remember as a kid.
Let's also keep in mind that the only reason that these episodes have these concepts, well, at least in these seasons, is because they're made after the Paul Jennings books. Stories. Jennings stories. They've been adapted to be Random Twist episodes.
Yes. Well, I mean, usually it's a strong thing to do. I mean...
And because they were usually, or not bad, or pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're written out. They're planned and written out. That's the thing.
Yes.
I don't know how long Paul Jennings spends on one of his books. But one, he's a talented author. And 2, he probably takes probably a couple of months to write a book. Right? I mean, the books are small. I mean...
Let's not intrude on his process.
Yeah, but...
Might take him a day.
Sure, but I mean, a scriptwriter who's writing a script would be like, oh man, I've got all this time, I've got to write it out, and who really cares? But Bronson goes to the shops. Bronson eats a pie, gets a magic penis, now he can fly. The end. Oh, and Nell does something. The end.
And John was the alien.
And John was the alien in the end.
This episode, Little Squirt, starts out with a waterfall.
Yes.
And it's this serene waterfall, idyllic, and the title of the episode comes up in... What kind of font would you describe this?
Moss font.
Is that a font?
It's not a font, but it's like... I didn't really notice the style of font. I noticed that it was just like moss. It was written as... It was like the letters were moss, basically.
The letters were moss.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I saw it as.
Can you trademark a font?
Yes, of course you can.
Yeah?
Of course you can.
What, would you make a moss font and sell it?
No.
Why not?
Because people would just steal it.
Why would they steal it?
Because who the fuck...
That's your intellectual property. Yeah, but who would steal something that belongs to somebody else?
Yeah, who would torrent fonts? Nobody.
Or any
Nobody
kind
would
of
ever
digital
torrent
content.
or any digital content. But yeah, come on. It's a font. Shit. Like, unless you're an expert in fonts, you're not going to be able to tell the difference between a replica font and a bloody Helvetica, you know?
What is the difference?
Well, I don't know, like $50 is the difference.
Really?
It costs like $50 to buy Helvetica, unless of course you got...
I thought Helvetica came for free.
Yeah, but you can't use it for commercial purposes.
But
you can't use illegal fonts for commercial purposes anyway, obviously. But, you know, whatever.
Who's gonna know?
Exactly my point. Who's gonna bloody know? Nobody is gonna be like, hey, what kind of font is this? But I mean, if you're a large company, you'd probably know. Like if Coca-Cola decided one day, hey, we're gonna make our next series of ads, we're gonna make terms and conditions in Helvetica, we're not gonna pay.
Yeah.
Then the person who owns it's gonna know, because they'll be like, I'm actually probably entitled to a lot of money.
What are the free fonts? Times New Roman, Courier.
I don't even know if
it's free.
I don't even know if they're free. I think Arial is free. And yeah, I don't really know any others, like, because they could all just be Windows-based fonts that Windows doesn't really care about, but technically they're still trademarked.
Oh, does Windows own the copyright to these fonts?
To some of the fonts, I know that they probably do.
It's
why as well, like, you don't have Helvetica on Microsoft Word because it's a Mac thing.
I thought you did.
You don't. You can't get it. Like, you can. You have to download it. You don't normally get it. You get it with like either that or you get it with Adobe. Because Adobe has it as well.
But I swear I've used Helvetica on Word.
You probably have. It's probably torrented it. I don't know why you would even bother. But, okay, and besides, Helvetica looks exactly like almost every other bloody font. You know?
There's like 200 fonts.
Yeah, and well, it looks exactly like Arial. Just a little bit different. Straight up. Might as well just use Arial. Bloody hell.
Interesting.
That.
So we go from the title screen, teaser, scene, shot,
I like this
image, and we go to Bronson being a perv, listening to the men's toilets.
Yeah, and this is a weird men's toilets too.
So yeah, let's describe this toilet block before we start off. So I'm assuming this is at the school. It doesn't look anything like the season 1 school, but I'm assuming it's supposed to be at the school.
Yeah.
And the toilet block is kind of half enclosed, half unenclosed.
Yeah.
So I assume where the cubicles are with the actual sit-down toilets, that's in the actual closed toilet block.
Yeah.
But for where they've put the peeing trough, which, if you're unfamiliar with peeing troughs, is a trough in which you can pee.
Yeah, it's like a sink, but at
Ground
level. Yeah.
And you stand on this metal grate and you pee into this big trough.
Yep.
And usually it's wide enough so several men or...
Men? Or people with penises?
Super keen
Or,
women.
I mean, women too, if they can, I guess.
No, it's for men.
It's for men. But
Have you ever seen a trough in a women's toilet? Oh, as a side note, how many women's toilets have you actually seen with your own eyes?
One.
They're a mystery.
Two. One was at, actually, it's both of my works. Actually, old works.
Oh,
right?
What are you doing in a female toilet, same thing?
Well, we're at McDonald's, right, when I used to work. I had to clean both the male and the female toilets,
yes.
so obviously you see inside them. But the other one was like a small business, and it was like, there was a toilet on the other side of the hall, and that was, my boss was like, oh, that one's the male's, that can be the men's toilets. I'm like, okay. And the one right in the office, the nice one, was the female toilet, but we only actually had one female, and there was two males. And I was just like, I don't know, my boss was like very traditional. Constantly go at me, be like, oh, Anthony, someone didn't put the toilet seat down. He's like, you gotta put the toilet seat down. And I was like, sorry, but I'm all for empowering women. I'm here to empower women, so I leave the toilet seat up to empower women. That's my stance on things.
You're empowering them with the option
to put it
to
up
put
or
it up and down.
I'm not saying, hey, here's your gender roles. I'm fitting into the gender roles that you want. Put it on me. Where's my medal? God damn it. So I did see inside those toilets, and of course the female toilets are usually kept pretty well,
Yeah.
Generally.
I always imagine them as this magical wonderland where it's like a palace. Yeah. It's like you're walking into the Queen's toilet.
Yeah.
And there's a butler there, and it gives you, I don't know, things that women need.
You go to France. You go to France and they have those things.
Really?
Yeah. Like, actually, they have, like...
They wipe down your toilet seat
You actually have to pay to go to the toilets in France and stuff.
All the toilets?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's like, not uncommon in a lot of European countries. You have to pay, like, 10 cents, though.
Oh, okay.
I guess, but, like... And in some of those countries, they don't have toilet seats.
Ah.
It's like, it's the weirdest thing. You're like, what? Where's the toilet seat? Like, you know, hover with your cheeks in the air. No thanks, mate. Get out for you.
Getting back to Little Squirt, the outside toilet, it's kind of, was it concreted? I think? I don't know. Anyway, they had the trough, and all these boys gathered around having some sort of peeing contest.
Yeah.
And so they take it one at a time to see how high they can pee up the toilet wall. So on a trough or urinal, is it a urinal if it's a trough, or is it just a urinal if it's an individual peeing device?
I don't know why you're saying it weird, but okay.
What?
It's urinal.
It's urinal.
I don't know why
it
you
is
call it
clearly
urinal.
a urinal.
Is it a urino or something?
No, urinal.
Urinal.
It's spelt Urinal, right?
Yeah.
Urinal.
Urinal.
No, do you say urine? No, you say urine.
You say urine.
No, it's urine.
Urine? What, like, you know what that sounds like to me?
U-R-I-N-E.
It's urine. No, it's urine.
No,
urine makes more sense than saying urine. It's like, what am I gotta make some salty bloody, what are they called? You put them in, you put them on sandwiches and shit. You cut them up and they're green and they're like a banana, but they're not a banana, they're a pickle, right? I want to make some pickles. What do I use? I use brine. And then Joe goes, brine? And he brings you some urine. Because you get the words confused. You never get it confused if I said urine.
Listen to me. This is how I know it's urine. When I was working in a restaurant, one of the owners would come in, and if we were cleaning the floors, he'd be like, "What are you guys doing? It smells like urine in here."
Urine?
It's like, oh, we're just cleaning the floors.
Shit. Well, I mean, ammonia, right? That'd be the ammonia.
Ammonia?
I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what I found interesting about this trough situation?
Yes.
None of them seemed to have stage fright.
Yeah, I was going to mention that.
And none of them, this only reinforces, the false beliefs or whatever that some people have about men's toilets. You know, where's the buffer zone? If you're a man out there, you know what I'm talking about.
You need a buffer zone.
You gotta have a buffer zone.
Can you inform our female listeners what a buffer zone is?
A buffer zone, and this is usually with a urinal, because I'm just gonna be copying Joe now.
Well, I don't know if it's a urinal. Urinal, I imagine, is the individual one. It's just like this bowl that's attached to the wall.
For easier, instead of thinking about a trough, let's think about 6 urinals stacked one next to each other on a wall. Okay. There are 6 urinals. How many? There are 6 men. Okay. How many of them get used? If you said all 6, then you're wrong, or you are a woman, or you're very okay with peeing in public, which is fine.
It's
whatever.
Well, if you're not going to line up, you're not going to stand there and wait.
No, it's actually what happens usually is it'll usually be 3 or 4 because the other two have gone, I've got to go take a poop. And they go to the toilets, but they're not really going to the toilets. You know what they're doing. See, a buffer zone is this. The first one gets occupied, then you leave the other one spare. The third one gets used, then a spare one, then the sixth one. You apply that to a trough.
Yes.
Basically, it's a human body length. Would be between you and the next person.
Yes. Troughs are slightly different because in the urinal situation...
You have corners.
Yeah, you have corners as well because usually they go along a couple of walls. Sometimes... I've seen some extreme ones where it goes across like 3 walls.
You ever been to
snakes around.
Oktoberfest?
No.
At Oktoberfest, they actually just have these portable... urinals of like, oh my goodness, what the hell? Okay,
Is it just a big trench?
Yeah, no, it's a big, it's on a trailer, basically. And basically, you can pee on the inside and outside wall. So it's one long continual urinal.
Yeah.
It smells like piss, obviously. It smells disgusting.
What else would you want it to smell
fair,
like?
it's a good solution because, it maximizes your ability to pee. You get for most space.
Now, back to peeing in the trough.
Mm-hmm.
If the urinals are slightly different because they're spaced. Well, they should be spaced in order to reduce the level of splash.
Yes.
See, on the trough, you're also worried about your buffer zone, but you also have to calculate in your splash distance. And your splash distance differs from man to man depending on the strength of your, propulsion.
You gotta make sure that you gotta factor in as well your peripheral vision.
Peripheral vision is very important.
Because you guys know the rules. Keep your eyes on the road. Don't be wandering left or right, or you're probably gonna get weird looks at best. You'll be like, what the hell? And at worst, you're gonna get a punch in the face.
Yes.
I've never seen that happen because I imagine someone would still have his dick out while he's punching you in the face because they don't have time to stuff it in his pants. But so that'd be even worse. Okay, having to witness that a guy with his pants sort of like undone punching some dude.
It's dangerous to get involved in fighting at a urinal because we all know the urban myths about getting things stuck in zippers.
Ugh,
and you don't want to get punchy and then try to be distracted when you're pulling up your zipper.
That's true. You don't want that. Or maybe you do.
Have you ever got anything caught in a zipper before?
Yes.
Have you really?
Yeah, I mean...
Did it hurt?
No, I never got that. I've got things. You said things. You said things. I mean,
when I say things, I'm saying things, not things.
Because I'm like, I've got things caught in zippers before. You ever caught the inside of a zipper, like the inside of a pencil case inside your zipper?
Yes.
That's just murder. That's
that happens
awful.
all the time.
Oh,
imagine how bad it would be if you had things stuck in there.
Imagine if that was your thing and not things. Oh, wouldn't that be terrible?
You know the difference between things and things.
I know
Let's
the
not be
difference
silly
between things
here.
and things.
Everyone knows the difference. Things and things.
Yeah, we know. It's the emphasis on the things part.
Yeah.
I hear you, son.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So, let's... 20 minutes into the episode, and we've talked about the first 30 seconds of
you know what? That's
the actual episode itself. Snapper, the teacher, and Faye, Tony's love interest, also a teacher, are doing what I assume is playground duty, and they kind of walk past the toilet block and see Bronson, his name is not Toilet, listening to the toilets, and they go, oh, he's a weird one, isn't he? And Faye goes, oh, he's okay, but he hates the idea of me and Tony getting married. And Snapper goes, he's not the only one.
No, Snapper.
Snapper trying to get in on Tony's grass here.
Forever in the friend zone, that bloody Snapper.
So I assume Snapper is single then.
Oh yeah, of course he is. He's single. He's he's had his love interest Faye.
Yeah.
Right? Love interest Faye is now interested in Tony Twist, the new sexy man from
the artist.
The artist from bloody Melbourne. Maybe he's gonna need to settle down and find a girl who appreciates him or something. I don't know.
The toilet competition is ongoing. Rabbit and Tiger go first, and they do pretty well. So the aim is to get as high as you can off the walling of the trough, which is usually metal, up to about waist height, maybe shoulder, and they're trying to get it up the wall. And so they do alright, and then it's Pete's turn, and he goes pretty high, and then they do high fives.
Yeah.
Which I, as someone who has used a trough on occasion, find disgusting.
Pretty gross.
Because you have just touched your penis.
And also,
you've probably got a little bit of splash because that happens at troughs.
It does.
On your hands.
Still
might be a bit wet.
You touched your dick, and he's touched his dick, and now you're touching.
Now you're
basically high-fiving, which basically, as far as I'm concerned, that means you touched each other's dicks. So
can you transmit STIs
Yes,
through
probably. I don't know.
post urinal high-fiving.
I imagine so, but I mean, imagine these children wouldn't have them. Because
Well,
they're children.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that the children.
Where's your mind,
would have
mate?
them.
Where's your mind?
No.
Where's your mind at,
Listen,
son?
mate. I'm no George R.R. Martin.
Oh,
I keep it above waist level. Well, I'm talking here. If a hypothetical man and another hypothetical man were having peeing competitions in a hypothetical bathroom,
Yes.
if they had a hypothetical high five, would they be transmitting hypothetical STIs?
So, like, one of them has, like, syphilis or something.
Well, any of them. I guess it depends on which one, really.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Gonorrhea.
I'm going to say probably. The thing is,
Chlamydia.
though, like, you do that, but then it's hard to say, because then you have to have that hand touch something else. Have you already tucked it away? In which case, you're not going to go and touch it. You're going to wash your hands. But that being said, they're boys, and they're really gross, who just doing a peeing contest. Chances are they don't wash their hands after they take a pee, so they'd be walking around school with their bloody gonorrhea hand, touching everything, you know? Oh, maybe shaking the principal's hand, and the principal's just like, oh, he strokes his beard going, oh, it's what a good boy that is. Boom, now he has gonorrhea.
Gribble's turn to pee, and he's referred to by Tiger as son of the future PM,
Yes.
Prime Minister. For
No,
those
what?
of you, Prime Minister.
Prime Minister. Oh, is that what
Prime
that means?
Minister.
Oh, I thought
PM,
it was
Prime
like
Minister.
post-meridian.
And because Tiger's... What? Why would I say post-meridian?
Is it post-meridian or prime meridian?
I don't know what you're talking about.
AM and PM.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what that stands for?
I think something like that. It's either that or it's prime meridian or something. Anti-meridian.
I've forgotten. See,
Yeah.
these are some things that you learn in primary school.
Yeah.
And you just
AM
don't need
just
to
means
know.
morning.
When would
PM
you-
means evening.
When would you ever need to know that?
I don't
Other
know.
than...
You know, I've always
Jeopardy.
had a bloody issue with AM and PM.
Yes.
Alright? Because 12 PM is noon,
Yes.
which is just stupid. Because that means that
Well, it's the start of the afternoon.
But it's dumb though, because that means that the start of PM and start of AM begin with the 12 and then count and then go to 1. It's dumb. It's not counting up. It's counting up, but it starts at a 12.
When do you start to count? Do you start at 0 or do you start at 1?
You start at 1, I
No,
guess,
but
yeah.
you-
But still
you're
say
starting at
12, though.
0.
So it should be 12 AM.
Because you can have 0.1.
Yeah.
You can't have 0.1 if you start at 1 by default. You're starting at 0 by default and you work your way up to 1.
Oh, okay.
You haven't finished the
Well, it
first
should
hour.
be 0 PM then. On this
What?
bloody 12 shit. It's ridiculous.
This is why people say 1990 is a part of the 90s, when in reality, it should really be part of the 1980s.
It's true.
Because the 1980s technically finishes in
1991.
Well, it finishes at the end of 1980.
Yeah.
No, it finishes at the end of 1990.
Yes.
It starts at the end of 1980.
Yes.
See, that's the decade. And you get these weird things at the switch up of the millennium and of centuries, where people go, oh, it's 2000. It's the year 2000. It's the start of the next century. Well, no, it's not. 2001 was.
Technically. I guess.
Technically. Well, not just technically. In reality, let's not say, oh, Joe, you're getting all technical on us. No, these are things that are very important and people don't understand, and it makes me very mad.
Well, you know what? I just think that having it 12 is stupid. I've never seen anything else that finishes on 12 and then goes to 1.
Everything.
Nothing.
Well, it's only 12 because that's how many hours there are in half of a day.
Should be like
If there were
metric time.
20, yeah, well,
Metric time would make
yeah,
more sense.
everyone loves metric time.
Yeah, French love
Well, at
metric
least
time.
everyone in the people with, no, nobody I know loves metric
Metric
time.
time
Let's
is
be
retarded,
honest.
to be honest. Like, it would be too... It just wouldn't work. It might work, but it would be way... It just isn't. Why? Costly. Just would cost so much.
Did you know there's going to be a leap second?
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that.
I don't know how people will calculate this.
Look, I don't know. They'll calculate it, and then, like, probably the people that record the clocks.
Yes.
You know those ones that you used to call up and say, the drag of the dial, it'll be 5:22.
No, it's all done by
PM.
computers these
Yeah,
days,
yeah,
right?
but those people, those central time-based organizations will update it based on the atomic clocks.
Yeah.
And then people will eventually update their clocks. I think it's kind of dumb, but it makes sense because...
It'll happen on your phone and on your computer and all that automatically.
Yeah.
On your actual clock, you'll just update it when eventually you have to, when the battery runs out or whenever.
Or even just like, we'll get another leap a second, update it in 20 years. I guess it doesn't
Yeah.
really matter. Hey,
Well,
it's dumb.
It's
Scientists.
a leap second, so it's not actually really going to affect anything ever.
Well, and also, like, we're moving further away from the sun, so...
Unless there were multiple
you know.
leap seconds, then you'd slowly get out. But just one leap second, you're 1 second away from actual time. What does that matter?
Doesn't matter at all.
You're going to be 1 second late for something?
Yeah, could do. I don't know. It's only important for things like nuclear,
Or...
high risk stuff, like, testing.
If you're working,
Yeah.
you could technically get a second more of your
Hey.
pay rate
You could do, I guess. I mean,
for that 1 hour.
how much do you make it, like, what, do you make $300 an hour?
Oh, who's making $300 an hour?
Bloody CEOs, CEOs make more than that, probably.
I don't know.
So how much is that?
Write in and tell us if you're a CEO.
Hi,
How much
I'm a
do you
chief
make?
executive officer, and I make $300 an hour. I don't know. Oh, I know who makes $300 an hour.
Who?
Escorts.
Yeah.
Technically. Yeah. So
You could charge an extra second.
Well, yeah, true. Actually, if we make it 360, it'd be easy to work out.
Yep.
Yeah. Just,
Bro.
I don't know how much you'd make extra, but you'd make extra
Let's-
money. $1 extra, maybe.
This is getting weird. Bronson wants a turn of the pin competition, but he just dribbles. And so everyone says, "Oh, Little Squirt."
They call him Little
Pete
Squirt.
says, "Oh, I remember my first time."
Yeah, it was weird. Like,
Weird.
Weird.
Why would you say that?
it's like, because it's clearly some sort of, like, analogy for sex.
Bronson gets really sad because they're teasing him, and we cut to him, what you described when we were watching the episode, as having an existential crisis, sitting in a pond on a rock.
Stream. It was more like a stream or a creek.
It was some weird water feature. Where is this? This location, we've never seen this before.
Never seen it before.
It's
At
like
all.
this idyllic location. This water's running through. Bronson's sitting on a rock, just like looking at the camera at the start of a Muppets movie, like Kermit sitting in the middle of a pond, and he's watching this couple make out,
Yeah.
which is weird.
And then he's like, I
Weird
don't
place
really
to
like
have your
watching those
existential
boys and
crisis.
girls kiss each other, so I'm going to take off my shoes.
Clearly perverted.
Yeah, I take off my shoes, and he looks at him with this weird, seedy look.
Yeah.
As his foot odor wafts over. It's just like...
It scares them away.
I'm like, why? What is wrong with... Is it because he doesn't like girls? Because, like...
He
know,
doesn't
he's
like
a
people being
7-year-old?
happy.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually. He doesn't like people being happy.
Yes, because he doesn't want Tony to be with
Because
Faye.
he is a miserable fuck.
Whoa! This guy's in grade 2. Let's not use sports like that.
Well,
to
let's
describe
remember that he comes back from the future to try to kill Nell.
it. This is true. This is canon.
Yes, this is
of
canon.
episode 14 of season 1.
Yep, episode 14, special edition.
Special extra secret special edition.
We'll see
And if you're wondering where you can find that,
It's on our
it's on.
websites and stuff. Go look it up.
Yeah, go torrent that.
Yeah, torrent it.
If you're a pirate,
Yeah, don't be a pirate though.
don't.
Because we give it away for free, so it's like pirating something.
Don't do it in
Makes sense.
Australia because the government will get you because of Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah, Dallas Buyers Club.
I've written something here, and
Yes.
it says pastels.
Pastels.
Yes, okay. So, I've written pastels, comma,
Pastels.
clothes. What I've meant by this cryptic sentence is that we cut to, there's a big panic on, everybody's running around. It's kind of further down the creek, I think, and there's people running after Mr. Gribble, and they're all upset about something, and they're all wearing pastel clothing.
Yes.
So that's what you can take away from those two words.
Yes.
And Nell, for some reason, is wearing an orange shirt. I've never seen her wear an orange shirt ever before. And Anthony, you described this as these people, they're wearing their weekend clothes.
They're wearing their weekend clothes. Yes. They're
Can
wearing
you-
their 90s
what,
versions
What
of
exactly is a weekend cloth?
They're clothes you don't wear during the during the week. Because
Okay.
you're going out. I don't know. They're like casual clothes, sort of. But then, and you go out with them. And people in movies, if you want to show that your character's relaxing and going out, he can't wear the same stuff he wears every day because that's what he wears to work essentially. Wears during the week, so he wears his suit and tie. But on the weekend, he wears his jeans and pastel bloody shirts. And everybody in the 90s was doing that. And that's why Nell is not wearing her normal stuff. She's wearing, what's she wearing? It's like some weird color outfit that you would never see her wear because, hey, it's the weekend.
The art design of season 2
Okay.
is off the wall. So this is what I think has happened, right?
Yes.
Season 1 aired in about 89, and it looks really good.
Yes.
It's shot kind of modestly, but it works for the content. It doesn't treat the children, who I assume are the intended audience of Round the Twist, doesn't treat them like morons.
Yes.
Where someone's come along, taken control of season 2, and they say, okay, this is a kid's show. This is what we need to do. Everyone needs to be wearing pastel clothing. The lighting scheme needs to be crazy. And what we need is for the music to be weirdo. So instead of the cool synth that we had in season 1, we have this kind of
Yeah.
happy 80s, happy 90s stuff. Because people think that the children that are watching Around the Twist are morons.
Good point. Yes, true. I agree. You know what I noticed as well is that when Linda was wearing her weekend clothes.
Yes.
All right, she was wearing. You could tell back in the early '90s that this was supposed to be. She was now a super feminist, because she's wearing not just jean pants. She's wearing high pants.
Yes.
These pants came up to her waist, really high. She's wearing the clothes, and weird thing is now she's actually wearing. She looked like someone that you'd see today, that high pants fashion you see in women. So it's like she was a trendsetter, I guess, but in reality, it's just maybe crossover of styles.
Well, this is something that I've noticed, and
Yeah.
I don't know if we've talked about this on the podcast, but we've definitely talked about this in person before, where the current style of fashion, or at least within the hipster territory of people our age, is that it's rolling back into what people were wearing in the early mid-90s.
Yeah, probably.
So they have the weird, the girls have the weird checker throat.
Oh, they do now.
choke
I've seen that.
things.
I've seen that everywhere. It's like, why is this a thing?
It looked
again?
gross then.
And it gross
Definitely
now.
looks gross now.
Yeah, it's like, why do you want to look like you're being choked to death? That's what it looks like to me. It's like you're going to be like, I don't know what it is.
They got the high pants.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like the high pants either. Look, hey, that being said, you're not wearing it to please me, so whatever. My opinion doesn't matter.
Guys have the Hawaiian shirts back again.
You know what a Hawaiian shirt is?
What?
It's an excuse for fat people to hide their fat. I say this as a as a bit of a fat person.
You're not a fat
I'm not
person.
a that fat person, but if you wear a Hawaiian shirt, you can pretend like you're not fat. You can delude yourself into thinking you're not fat for some reason, because you look less fat in a fat shirt than you do in a t-shirt. Because Hawaiian shirts come together in a nice floral pattern, and they meet in the middle of this nice T. So you don't get this bulge that you get with t-shirts where you can see the bulge.
Yeah.
So a lot of fat guys will wear Hawaiian shirts.
T-shirts, not great for hiding fat.
Yep.
Hawaiian shirts,
Excellent. Pretty good.
excellent, if not slightly better.
And if you wear beach pants, you can be like, hey, I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt not because I'm fat, but because
I'm being
going
ironic.
I'm going to the beach. Or
You could
something.
be being ironic in your fashion sense.
Always going to the beach, but never going there.
All the panic is being caused by Gribble's plan to make Wet Wonderland the
Yep.
Gribble Aqua Park.
Yep, I don't know, whatever.
And the way that they're doing this is they're making a dam by piling lots of rocks into the water. Probably not the most engineerically sound
Probably not.
way to build a dam.
I mean, it doesn't seem like they had an engineer there who would have been like, right, what we need to do is this. No, let's just dump these rocks here. Well, I mean, don't they do that though?
I don't know. I've never built a dam.
Well, maybe not to build a dam, but it's called something. Dredging? Or dredging? Something like that. It's what they did.
Dredging is when they, scoop things.
Yeah, there's the opposite of that, though. It's like, what they're doing now with in Brisbane, they're making the runway bigger or something for the airport. So
Yes.
what they're doing is they just dump a whole bunch of dirt and rocks into the water to try to make, a flat to make more land so that you can build on it.
Yes,
But,
okay.
again, he was just dumping rocks. Did not seem like it was planned at all.
I'm just going to interject here slightly, and I'd like to refer to a comment that you made before we started recording the episode, and you said, I'm just going to turn the air conditioner slightly down.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like to bring your attention to the fact that I also said, yeah, I'm cool with that as long as the temperature does not exceed 37 degrees because I'm acclimated to the summer. I believe now,
Yes.
in your house, it's about 47.3 degrees.
Is it?
Because I'm sweating like a proverbial something.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, here, why don't you sit where I'm sitting? I've got a nice spot. Hey, Mr. Aircon, how is it?
Did you put it on heat?
Yeah,
Why did you do that?
because you said I like summer.
Yeah, I said I said I was acclimatized to summer. I said I didn't say I loved
Oh,
it.
okay. I thought you were like a reptile and you needed the hot air.
I'm a David Icke reptile. That's exactly what I am.
So reptilians.
In response to these rocks pouring into the creek, dam, river thing,
Yep.
there's a ghost thing, a pantomime, what I assume is a river spirit, water spirit, and I've written down here, looks like something from an Ingmar Bergman film.
There you go. Don't know who that is.
You disturb me with your lack of culture.
Who's Ingmar Bergman?
Ingmar Bergman.
I've heard his name before.
He's a good director. Seventh Seal.
No. What else?
One of the best movies. Persona. Many other great films. Wild Strawberries.
Oh, did he do Pain and Gain?
No,
Okay. I thought it was someone else then.
that's the iconic director Michael Bay.
There you go. It must be the same guy.
Maybe.
Is it the same guy who does Autumn Shank?
What?
I
Are
don't
you
know.
just
I'm
saying
making shit up now.
words that sound French?
Autumn Shank. Wait, is he French?
Who?
Igmar Bergman.
No, Swedish.
Okay, there you go.
The water spirit escapes behind a rock because, yeah, that's going to do you a lot of good. And I've written down here, it's in a canyon. For some reason, the location that they've chosen to shoot in is in some sort of bizarre canyon, which makes no sense geographically.
Yeah.
Because the town of Port Noranda, or as we like to refer to it as Paradise,
Yeah.
I've seen nothing that indicates there would be this type of landscape here.
You know what it looks like? It reminds me a lot of Cairns, to be honest.
Yes.
Cairns has got like a lot of beach
From
and
your
stuff.
one trip to Cairns.
My one trip to Cairns. I'm an expert in Cairns now, thanks. Thank you very much. Don't. Have you been to Cairns?
No.
Yeah, shut up. You don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
no.
It's like talking to a man who's never driven. Oh, and to one guy who's driven before. I at least have driven. I don't know. Kind of reminds me of Cairns.
The Gribble takes a phone call and he starts to walk away from the river water thing. And Bronson is being a proverbial S.
Yes.
And he's throwing rocks into the water.
Yeah.
Because why, I don't know.
I thought, like, for
'Cause he
some
doesn't
reason,
like
at the
happiness.
start, I thought, like, oh, is he building his own rock dam? Like, did you ever do that?
Yes.
Yeah, obviously, like, I've done that as a child, where it's like, you try to, well, you build, like, your own little rock dam, and it's cool, because the creek would, like, build up a little more.
Yeah.
And, of course, it will break, eventually. We used to do that, we used to have this creek running through our backyard, we
Yeah.
used to build this cool mud dam. That was awesome. That was
Now,
the best fun I ever had.
This is important here, because if he's doing that,
Yes.
that affects what is about to happen. Because the water spirit gets angry that the dam is being built,
Yes.
and because he jumps out of the water, rises up out of the water spirit does, he thinks that Bronson was the one building the dam.
Yeah.
And if he was building a kid dam, then he kind of is guilty.
Yeah, true.
He wasn't making the big dam, he was making a dam.
I kind of thought, though, that he wasn't, though, because, like, the depth of the water was just way too deep, and he was just throwing the rocks to be a little bastard, I guess. Like, there's no other way to put it. He's just throwing rocks in a pond because
He's a jerk.
he's like, hey, I'm bored. I'm going to throw rocks in this pond.
Let's be frank here, though.
Okay?
Dams,
You be frank.
dams, probably not the worst thing that could happen to a waterway.
Yeah, like Bronson could pee in the water. That's not
Which he
even
did.
that bad.
He did, right? No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. But
No.
he could also, like, pour gasoline in the water. I mean,
Yes.
you could dump a body in the water.
Yes.
I mean, what else could you do in the water?
Anything,
really.
Dump toxic waste.
Toxic waste in the water.
Build a nuclear plant adjacent to it.
Exactly. Run your wastewater into the bloody.
Use it as a cooling
Yeah.
system
Yeah,
for a nuclear power plant.
yeah. Maybe you could bottle the water, like a certain bottled
Yeah, you
water
could
company.
bottle it.
Yeah,
The water spirit then shoots water at Bronson using a machine gun sound effect.
It was
and
cool.
shoots it at his face.
it was like a distance. It was like a. It was like in a distance though. It was like it was recorded, and then it was sort of like instead of it was just being like a bang 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 bang, you could hear it sort of like as if it was a faint in the distance machine gun.
Yes.
So it still had like the water sound, but with the machine gun over the top a little bit.
Yes.
So I liked it, I guess.
The water spirit silently accuses Bronson of damming, and he says, "Leave me alone, I'm just a kid in grade 2. Now, I've written a note here about the music, it must have been particularly bad at this point, and also, question mark locations in capital letters, question mark. All of the places that they go to in this episode
I've never seen it before.
don't make sense in at least the season 1 canon of what Port Noranda looks like.
I've never seen it. So that's pretty much it, right? Like, I've never seen this before in my life.
Is this even really Round the Twist anymore, or are we just podcasting about another show that calls itself Round the Twist?
I don't really know.
Do you think it has enough thematically, or... yeah, let's go with thematically. Do you think it has enough in common with season 1 that it can legitimately be called Round the Twist? Or do you think this is a massive charade?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of delusion. Again, some sort of
What?
delusionary thing in someone's head, maybe. Yes, of course it's the same fucking show as Round the Twist, obviously. Come on.
I would say this is non-canonical, but whatever.
Okay.
Bronson is now cursed by the water spirit and is walking home through this strange suburb that doesn't make sense in my vision of what Port Noranda looks like. And he's attacked by sprinklers, and the creepy-faced water spirit is following him, and we see the water spirit in tap bubbles and sprinkler water.
Mm-hmm.
You could recut this into a horror movie.
You could. It reminded me a lot of like, well, at least how the water spirit worked with the world. Reminded
Yes.
me a lot of Final Destination.
Yes.
Remember that scene where like the boy, guy first gets killed?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like he slips on the puddle of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that scene.
If you had season 1 music in this scene,
Yeah.
it would be terrifying.
Yeah,
Remember the music
yeah.
from that episode
Yeah.
where the rape scarecrow chases the girl
Yeah.
around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean Linda?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean Linda.
The real Linda.
The real Linda.
Not those
not fake
poser.
Linda. Tony and Faye are at home, and Bronson arrives home, and they're just saying, "Oh, don't worry, he's just a normal boy. He just doesn't like change." And Bronson arrives home and flips out. He says, "She's trying to drown me. She's trying to drown me with water," and then runs inside the house.
Yeah, Faye's washing her car.
Yeah.
By the way. So, she's like, what are you doing? You know, stop, turn off the water, turn off the tap. You're trying to drown me. And it's like, yeah, okay, that kid's got some issues, you know?
Yeah. Probably the best moment of the season so far.
Yeah.
Bronson escapes inside and is very happy because he thinks that he is safe from water here. Oh, little does he know that this is probably the worst place that he could be.
Oh, by far, the worst. Like, there's not pipes in your house, mate. Like, did you not think this
Yeah,
through?
calm down, Bronson.
Go to a desert.
Goes directly into the fridge and goes, yes, I'm safe. What am I going to do now? Oh, that's right. I'll open a 2-litre bottle of Mount Franklin water.
Wasn't even water. It was like cordial water or something.
It was water. The colour looked different because they'd put the stuff in it to make it shoot out.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it was like this green water. And, clearly Coca-Cola bloody paid for this, but like...
Yeah, because
product placement
this is
throughout the
back when
entire
it was still on
episode.
Channel 7.
Yeah, like, it had, the Deep Spring mineral
Yep.
water, and it had, bloody Mount Franklin's water.
Yep.
And it also had some yogurt, too, which it might be owned by dairy farmers, because later on we see the Gribbles, they're drinking, like, they've just gone to the shops. 2 of them have, like, a generic thick shake, and one of them's got a Move.
Oh.
And I looked that up, and Move is owned by dairy farmers, so maybe
Okay.
the yogurt was also dairy farmers.
Possibly. Now, Bronson opens the Mount Franklin, and it explodes everywhere. There's lots of soft drink in the fridge, and it also explodes everywhere. And I've written here that I'm very concerned about Tony Twist's parenting techniques. There is so much soft drink in this fridge, and from what I could see, there was very little actually worth eating. There was some fruit, but there was not the right amount of food to be able to feed a family of 4 people.
Well, look, it was the 90s, man. Back
Were
when...
they just eating pizza every night? Like,
Yeah,
what are they
back in-
doing?
That was, I don't know, that's what you did back in the 90s, right?
I assume so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wear pastel clothes, eat
Well,
pizza, and...
Exactly. You know
Listen
what?
to
You know what I took
garbage.
away from this scene?
What?
Right? Not only, okay, from the previous scene, did we see the water spirit is very familiar, actually, with man-made water transportation systems. So I don't know why she's pissed off at the dam, because she can use the bloody pipes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah,
Okay,
calm down.
calm down. You can live anywhere now because there's pipes everywhere. But more importantly, she can use and affect water that doesn't actually exist within, like, it isn't connected. So she can do the bloody soft drinks, as you said, right? She can make those shoot out. Bronson's body is made 70% of his body is made of water.
Yeah.
If you really wanted to mess with him, you go into his cells and make the water like just disappear, like come out of his cells. He'd just die like
Yeah,
that,
but-
dry up in an instant.
This is not the most intelligent water spirit.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, you could have given like kidney disease.
Bronson throws the bottle of water through the window and smashes it. He then, goes, where can I go that I'll be safe? I know, I'll go up the top of a lighthouse.
That's not a bad idea.
Yes, but little does he know that the water spirit controls the taps and has the power to make the water from the taps go up the stairs.
Yeah, which is like, wow, okay.
He runs into Pete's
Whatever.
room and he says, "The water spirit is trying to kill me. There's water everywhere. Even the swimming pool tried to get me." What swimming pool,
Where did
Bronson?
the swimming pool come
What
from?
swimming pool are you talking about?
Is this what you did to the Cabbage Patch? Where you
You
just
turned
like,
it into a swimming pool.
yeah, and you know they live right next to an ocean.
Yes.
She could have easily just grabbed the ocean and just turned it into like a specific tidal wave to try to kill him.
Yes.
But whatever, I'm not the water spirit.
The layout of the lighthouse is all new. I just
Yes.
wanted to note that. The taps are flooding. He goes to Linda, who I thought was in another room, but it turns out she's sitting directly next to Pete, who's playing jazz on a piano.
'Cause
Season 1 Pete would never be playing jazz on a piano.
he was
He
playing
would be
rock and
playing
roll.
rock and roll on his electric guitar.
I don't know why he's doing that. Maybe he's just musically gifted, or I don't know. Maybe he's in love now with another girl who plays piano.
No, he's in love with Fiona,
And,
the indigenous woman.
well, maybe she plays piano.
Maybe.
Maybe we don't know that. Maybe it turns out she now plays piano, which she can
Water
do, I guess.
is flowing up the stairs. It rushes upstairs. It goes through the door. It puts water everywhere. Tony Twist is going to be mad. The kids are already grounded until they're 30.
I don't know if they would be, because, like, I know
They're
that, like, he'd
already
be mad.
grounded.
I know that they'd be mad. I don't know that he'd be mad, but, like, it's a
He
very
was
good...
mad when they were shooting the hose in the house.
It's a very good defense to say, but Dad, how did water climb the stairs? I'd be like,
Good point.
good point. Okay, we need to look at these pipes. We need to get Nell in here. Nell, what's going on with this? And then she go, oh, look, the water spirit, it's... I don't know, like, the weird thing is that they could have connected to this to some sort of traditional Aboriginal water spirit or something, you know? Because what smacked of me was this whole water spirit versus, bloody, rich, white, capitalist,
Bourgeois.
Gribble, like, wanting to build his man-made structure on the land, and this water spirit being like, oh, you need to respect the land. You could have added some little depth to it other than just some random fucking water spirit from
The ocean.
there. As opposed
The
to, it's a
river.
water spirit that's always existed since the beginning of time because of
Yeah.
Aboriginal mythology.
Where was Nell and her exposition in this episode? That's what I
she
want to
does
know.
not do
She didn't
anything
explain
anymore.
anything.
Like, she's been relegated to the role of, oh, yeah,
She's
I'm
a
here now.
goofy-looking, pastel-wearing
Hey.
old person.
Yeah, she's an old person.
She wasn't even wearing her captain's hat.
What? You might as well just give up now, then,
We
no?
cut to a place called Pee-wee's Cafe.
Yeah, get it? Get it? I was going to joke. Do you get it?
Yes,
Huh?
I get
Huh?
it. And I hope you get it as well. Music is playing that sounds like it's taken from the Goonies. The Twists are dressed in swimming costumes because, you know, that's what you need to do when an evil water spirit is trying to put water on you occasionally. They start to argue with the Gribble children to get their dad, well, to get James's dad to stop building the dam to stop the water spirit from occasionally shooting water at them because, you know, kids have a lot of control on what their parents' business ventures are. Water shoots out of some taps and covers them, and they say, "Where's your dad, mate? Where's your dad? We need to find him to stop this from happening."
And, yeah, okay. That was a weird scene, but sure.
So
Guess
they,
it moves the plot along.
I assume they tell them where to go. So the Twist children ride on their magic bikes and they teleport to Gribble.
Ah, yes.
Well, I'm assuming they teleport because we didn't get a montage of them riding.
Well, I mean, it's kind of redundant, though, to, like, show them
I
riding.
want to see the Twist children riding bicycles, Anthony. Is this too much to ask?
I guess so. Well, they could have been chased by what, like, bloody,
Mr. Henderson?
yeah, Mr. Henderson and his evil cloud, you know?
Yes.
So, I don't know. Or the rain. It could have been cool. What would have been an awesome thing is, like, if the rain, because we know later on the rain controls...
Yeah,
In
we'll
Miller's rain
get
cloud.
to it.
Yeah. What would have been cool is, like, if they were riding, you could have shown a scene where, like, it starts to rain behind them, and you could have had that time when it's, like, it's rained.
Yeah.
It's just... And you see the rain as it comes towards you.
Yeah.
Right? And you just get hit by it. It'd be cool if you're trying to outrun the rain.
Yeah.
And it obviously catches you. That would have been a cool scene, because it's like, oh, I can control nature too, by the way.
Yeah.
Because, whatever. I can do that now.
Gribble is making a secret deal on his phone in the middle of nowhere. I don't know why. I assume it's some sort of drug deal.
Probably.
Bronson and his siblings arrive, and they try to convince Gribble to stop. And they say, "Oh, you got to stop! This water spirit's trying to shoot water on us occasionally." And he goes, "No, I'm not going to do that. I'm building a dam because I'm building a water park, and that's really great."
And it's good for profit.
The water spirit hears him and starts shooting mud all over him.
Yep.
And he goes, "I'm telling your father, you bunch of youths that are in a gang
You know,
that may or may not be criminal."
we know that Tony Twist is a greenie. So, like,
Eco-terrorism.
Well,
Is this what you're suggesting?
well, Tony Twist, he would just pretend to be like, oh, Harold, oh, that's terrible what happened to your car. Secretly, though, because remember, he's a pinko commie. As we all know, he's secretly a commie.
As we all know.
Masquerading as a green.
As we
He'd
know.
be like, that bourgeoisie, he's been...
Les bourgeois.
Yeah, it's just like destruction of this great capitalist idol that is his convertible car. He would have just been like, so happy. And the idea that the dam would have been destroyed, oh, man, no more dam. If he was alive today, he'd have one of those triangle signs on his cars that say no dam. Or I guess it's now close the gate.
Close the gate.
But it was no dam before, because you don't want a dam somewhere.
Because there's always something that needs to be
Murray-Darling
closed
Basin,
or
there'd be
stopped.
something to do with that. I don't know. Whatever's happening in Victoria.
Mr. Gribb arrives at Tony's lighthouse and tries to convince Tony that his children are a gang of terrorists.
Yeah.
Probably something that you couldn't get away with saying in a television show these days.
No, you couldn't say that, probably.
Gribble's theory is that the children set up a minefield that exploded mud all over his car. Tony is not convinced of this, nor is he convinced of Bronson's story
If
that
they
there's
were,
a water
if they were
spirit.
setting up a minefield for Mr. Gribble. I would probably not go to Mr. Twist. I'd probably go to the police, because even if they're just like small bombs, like tiny little like cherry bombs or something that's not supposed to cause much damage, it's still pretty illegal to do that. Pretty illegal. I mean, imagine if there's some kids there, like they don't explode it, and maybe one of the bomb blows up their hands. You're gonna have to get the bomb squad in, or the mines, or it would have to be the army. Would the army would have to get in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine. Yeah. So like, yeah, I'd call the cops first.
The two ghosts that we know nothing of, but see in every episode of Season 2,
Start
show
talking.
up, sit on the roof, and start commenting on what's happening,
They go-
without any context as to who or what they are or doing.
One of them goes, well, what's bull plop? And the other one goes, oh, it's an ingredient in haggis.
Yeah,
And it's
good
like,
job.
Good job. One, way to bad mouth Scottish people, I guess, because haggis is disgusting, and you'd put shit in it. But secondly, way to reveal that you're Nell's family. As far as I'm concerned, if you're Scottish and you're a ghost, you're Nell's family, because last bloody Scottish ghosts were Nell's family. Might as well be these ones, Nell's never-ending family of ghosts.
Rain arrives in the form of a personal rain cloud above Gribble's head, and he drives away as it rains on him in his car. He's at work, and he's holding an umbrella over his desk as he works, and he's had enough. Mm-hmm. And he calls Tony, he goes, send over your kids, Tony. And the little rain cloud is capable of shooting a lightning bolt into the umbrella.
Yeah, and it sets it on fire, like cartoony sort of thing.
Can this happen? Is the water spirit capable of producing lightning?
Well, she must be, right? Because like later on, she's able to use electricity somehow.
Yes.
So maybe that's explains it.
Is this...
Or maybe it's just like, whatever. Screw physics. Screw the physics
Because,
of this world.
if we use Pokemon logic,
Yeah.
electricity beats water.
Yes.
Water has no power over electricity.
Yeah.
How is the water spirit able to manipulate electricity as well?
Well, isn't it like thunder caused by like a high concentration
Stuff
of
rubbing together?
ions moving to a low concentration, causing like and cause it's like, and there's inertia, rubbing together, resulting in like a lightning flash, because it's like it's going from a high concentration of ions or whatever it is to a low concentration, and in doing so, it creates it expels it as light, sound, and heat.
If you or any entity or water spirit...
Also, water isn't actually
What?
Water does not conduct electricity.
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
Well, no, but I was agreeing with you.
Oh, good. Thanks. I was like, oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, water doesn't conduct electricity, so there you go.
So, what I was
could
about
do
to
that.
say was, if you had molecular control of water,
Yes.
in our universe especially, or at least where we live on this planet called Earth,
Yeah.
if you had such control of water, you wouldn't need to be doing all these other things, because basically everything has a large amount of water in it,
You know
at
what?
least organic things, and you could control literally anything.
You know what I would do if I was the water spirit, right? 'Cause
You
I
could move trees around.
I would split the water atoms as water molecules
Yes.
to the oxygen and the hydrogen, and then I'd grab the two hydrogen and I'd send them to the ends of the creek beds, and then I'd bring them back together
And
where
explode it.
right near the dam.
nuclear
And
explosion.
quite a small nuclear explosion, blow up the dam, because I can imagine they can't move the rocks. Boom, there's your problem, all solved. No
Yes.
worries, mate.
You could also, if you could control water to that degree, you
turn it
wouldn't
into
even
a
have
powerful
to do
torrent.
that.
You could turn it into a powerful torrent and just push
but
it straight
you wouldn't
through,
even
right?
have to do that. You could manipulate a small water atom at such speeds that it would smash rocks.
Yeah.
So you just go poof and obliterate rocks.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, there you go.
No issues.
Whatever.
Come on, water spirit.
What's wrong with you,
Pick
man?
up your game. You know whose fault this is?
The writers?
Mr. Henderson.
Mr. Henderson's. Oh, that's bloody Mr. Henderson.
Mr. Henderson, a nickname for the writer. Well, at least in this instance.
Anytime writing is bad, it's Mr. Henderson. So this whole season is going to be written
Because
by him.
we're not blaming Paul Jennings this season, because I
Of course.
refuse to believe that Paul Jennings wrote this. This tripe.
And you never know. He might have penned every word of it.
The kids arrive. There's
Yes.
water everywhere. He doesn't want to stop building the park, but the kids can't do anything about it. He offers them money, but what can they do?
He offers them like $10 each. Okay, even if I was going to be someone who was going to take your money, $10. I mean,
Even in
your life is-
1992 pre-inflation rates.
Yeah, even so, it's like, well, we're in a recession, Mr. Gribble. I mean, my dad's got some... Because remember, it was the recession we were supposed to have. Right
In
about
92.
1992 or something. Right about 92, right? Recession we were supposed to have. My dad's going to have trouble selling his art. You're going to have to pony up a little bit more, $100 each. And he'll go, no way. Well, just for that, $200 each. You want to keep going, Mr. Gribble, or you want to get rid of that thing over your head? And then I'd take his money and then say, haha, sucker, it's not up to me, it's not my control.
The kids...
And then just give him the big finger and fuck off.
Yes, you could do that. Or you could do what the kids did, and which is nothing, because they couldn't. The Gribbles, for some reason, show up at a car wash. It's a family event that brought James's two best friends.
And the rain cloud has stopped.
The water has stopped. They're going to clean the convertible.
Yeah.
Because you do.
And the roof is down.
Yeah.
Like...
Because you need to be able to see into the car for camera purposes.
Yeah, but, like, it doesn't make any sense.
Like,
you don't even have... You wouldn't have it down when you're going to the... You'd have already put the bloody convertible roof up.
Yes.
Like, I don't even know if it's one of those electronic ones. I imagine it's one of those ones that you need to do manually, because it was an older car. So...
Well, I'm assuming they're about to do that.
It was like a Ford Fiesta or something? Or
what?
I can't remember that. It's like that Ford, bloody... Yes. Whatever it is. A convertible Ford. That 40-year-old men boy.
The Twist kids arrive. The Gribble kids see that the water's starting to flow, because the water spirit's about to take his vengeance.
Yes.
And so they run away. And then the car turns itself on. The car wash turns itself on.
Mr. Gribble's like, I can't get my seatbelt undone. And I'm just like, oh, man. Here we go, Final Destination again.
Those water molecules. The car goes into the car wash, and Gribble and Matron get really soaked. And Tiger commentates because it's Tiger.
Oh, you know, actually, I think here's how I reckon the car started.
How?
There is distilled water in your car battery.
Okay.
And then we're going to take the lightning from before. So using this distilled water, the spirit gets into the bloody battery, then goes through the electrical lines, and then it sends a charge to your starter motor. Here's the thing, though. The keys turn, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the problem. How did he turn a mechanical key system? Whatever.
Because plot.
Because plot goes into the car wash and gets washed.
I've written here...
the scariest thing I've ever seen. Like, that would terrify me. Have you've been inside, like, one of those car washes, right?
Really? No.
Those ones that are like...
Yes, we
know.
With
those ones, right?
I'm familiar.
They scared me as a child. They come up really close to your car. It's like... And you're like, oh, God, it's scary. Open convertible.
More evidence of 90s, oh, we need to make this for children, because in every episode, someone needs to get goopy. There was a thing in the 90s, goopy. They'd like to dump slime and things on people. Yeah, the Nickelodeon influence. We see the car wax and stuff dropped all over the Gribble parents. Oh, look at these tycoons of capitalism being punished with goop for their sins. They're
trying to wash themselves clean, and in the process, they actually get dirty. Very clever.
Admiral Trevor has taken to sitting right behind me, and I almost had a heart attack.
Well, that's fine. Just don't interrupt his space.
The car. This is my space. This is where I'm sitting. He's intruding on my space.
Look at that face and tell me that you want to mess with that.
Yeah, he bit me before, and I didn't even do anything.
He'll bit you again if you get near his space.
The car wash is finished. Gribble is extremely unhappy. He decides to stop the construction because he now believes in conserving the environment.
Well, actually, that was a good thing. I mean, he doesn't really, but...
Yeah, I know.
It was a great political spin.
Yes.
There. I like that. It's just a shame that it wasn't like a former, like, political... It wasn't like a former political party that he could be like, oh, it was their fault that we needed to build the dam in the first place, but I just realised, that's not good for the environment. It's Liberals' fault. Or it's the, it would be the conservative progressive party, I guess, because this is the progressive conservative party.
Who knows, man?
Who knows?
I do not know what political parties other than the progressive conservatives exist inside the world of Port Noranda.
Probably the Tories.
How they're stopping the construction is by scooping out of the rocks out of the river with, what do you call these things?
Bobcats?
Yeah, something like that.
Backhoes?
Backhoe, yeah, one of these big scoopy truck things. You can buy a Tonka truck
Which is like, okay, how... delicate are they going to be?
Yeah, it's probably much worse for the environment than dumping the rocks.
Let's just disturb all this dirt here. No, just stop dumping the rocks. They're just rocks, man.
Back at school, peeing competition again. Gribble does well. Bronson challenges him. Stage fright is not an issue.
What's up with that, right?
And he shoots water over the wall.
And it's just like this big arc, this stream.
Enormous arc of water shoots over the wall of the toilets.
And Linda says what everyone thinks, which is, that's disgusting. I'm like, yeah,
it's pretty disgusting.
Yep, it's pretty fucking gross.
The water spirit, who probably shouldn't be in the boys' toilets because she's been referred to as female.
Well, I mean, She's a water spirit. She can go wherever she wants.
Winks at Bronson, and Bronson winks back.
Yeah, that's weird too. So weird. So weird. You know what's weird about that is that it's basically, what does that mean? Like, she's controlled his...
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if we need to dwell on the implications
I don't
of
really
this.
want to dwell on the implications. No, thank you.
Especially because of what we've discussed. If she can manipulate organic water,
Yeah.
what was the need for all of that other stuff? She could just physically control the person
Exactly.
to do whatever she
Exactly.
wanted.
She could have given Bronson, shut down one of Bronson's kidneys, and then been like, spelled it out in like the ultrasound saying like, fix the creek 24 hours, and then put like skull and crossbones, and be like, so if I don't fix it in 24 hours, you're going to take my other kidney. Because you can take one of his kidneys, but not the other.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I would have
That's
done.
very morbid, Anthony. I'm sure there are other ways that you could do that. Like spell it out with P.
Yeah, I
Or
suppose so.
any other type of water.
Yeah, but mine's more, would freak you out. Scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I remember to never mess with you.
Don't mess with me, because I will bring my water spirit powers on you. son.
That's the end of the episode.
Yes.
So, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about from within the episode itself?
Not that I know of. I can't even remember.
As soon as it finished, it leaves your mind.
It does. And it was all, again, a succinct episode. It didn't... Tra-li-la-di-da. It all related... Everything related to one another. All the scenes tended to just...
Are you just saying
related.
words now? I feel like you're just saying words.
They all related. Like, everything moved towards the same goal, I guess, or the same plot. Everything wasn't two stories again. Okay?
So what you're saying is it
was
wasn't
a story.
Birds Day.
It wasn't Birds Day. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
How many bowls of spaghetti would you give it?
6.
6 bowls out of 10? What type of spaghetti?
Good spaghetti. Is that
Good
alright?
spaghetti.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah,
I would give
garlic
it
bread. I don't know.
5 bowls of spaghetti from a franchise restaurant.
Oh yeah, it's all right. Yeah, like a faster pasta or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's alright.
yeah. It's
okay.
all right. It's okay. Yeah.
It didn't annoy me to the point of Birds Doe, nor did it impress me as much as singing "Oh Danny Boy"
Yes.
in a season finale.
And lift your voices for freedom and democracy.
Lift your voices for freedom and democracy is
That
one
was
of the
my favourite
greatest
lines.
quotes
Yeah.
of television.
I like that one.
Anything else you wanted to talk about before we close up the podcast?
Oh no, I don't have anything to talk about.
What did you have
Maybe.
for lunch today?
What did I have for lunch today? Oh, I knew you'd ask that question. I had.
Of course you knew I was going to ask.
I know.
This is
in
one of the
anticipation.
main points of format in our episodes. How could you not know that it was good?
I had a pie from
Yes.
the Pie Guru. I meant
What?
to. Yeah, there's a guy called the Pie Guru.
What? Hang on.
Yeah,
There is a guy called Pie Guru,
yeah.
and you didn't tell me about this.
Yeah, he's called the Pie Guru, and he calls himself the Pie Guru or some shit. I had some pie and a pie floater. I was going to, however, go to this place called Joe's Pies, actually.
Yes.
I had one the other day, and they were actually pretty good. Like, it's one of those roadside pie stand things.
Yes, we're all familiar with Joe's Pies, at least
they're
in
not.
Australia.
Are we?
Yeah, Joe's Pies are everywhere in Australia,
I didn't know
unless
that.
it's just Queensland.
I didn't know that. I thought that was just around our area. I had no idea.
No, it's a thing.
Okay, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
Joe's Pie is pretty good. Yeah, but I didn't have that. I had the Pie Guru, which is also pretty alright. Yeah. There you go.
Where is Pie Guru?
He's
Is
like-
it nearby here?
Yeah, it's near the Bunnings, the new Bunnings in town.
Okay.
You know where that is, right? It's
Yes.
West Ipswich
Sort of. Yes,
area.
actually I
yeah,
do.
the new one, right near there.
That's information useful to no one other than me, because nobody listening to this episode will know where Anthony or the New Bunnings are.
Well, they will obviously because we told them where your suburb
Hey,
was.
no,
I
calm
moved
down.
recently, so it's like they can put the pieces together. So a serial killer murderer guy can be like, oh, I'm gonna get that Joseph guy. He's around where the horses are, you know. Where the horses play. Because that's what, like, you told me, we were talking about horses last week, and you were like, there's tons of horses! There's horses everywhere!
It's not tons. Several.
Several.
Not
More
tons.
than I see.
And that's it.
That's it,
I
mate.
think.
That is it.
Social media, if you want to find us, hear more, or contact us in some sort of digital way, you can do that by how?
You can find us on Facebook under Tales from the Twists,
Plural.
plural, and on Twitter, TFT Twists. Alright, there you go, at TFT Twists. So it's like Tales from the Twist, just drop the... You know what I'm talking about. You're clever people, and you're beautiful people as well.
How do you know that? They might not be beautiful, and you might be hurting their feelings by telling them something that isn't true.
Well, I don't know how that would ever hurt their feelings. I mean, I wouldn't hurt their feelings. What would be hurt is when they think they're beautiful and then they reveal that they're not beautiful. And as far as I'm concerned, they're not going to remember who told them they were beautiful. They're just going to remember that they were told they were beautiful. So I get all the positive elements and not the negative stuff.
Yeah. Continue plugging.
Plugging. Right. Plug. So find us on YouTube as well as Tales from the Twists, of course. We also got a website, I believe. It's on there.
You believe. You're the one that runs this website, so don't tell me. Tell me that you believe that it's there. Tell me that you know that it's there.
WordPress.com, and we don't have Instagram. Shut up! Don't stop asking that.
When are we
going to get it? I don't know. Like Joe wants Instagram, so I'll, go get Instagram.
This is my ongoing joke, and you ruin it for me, just like you ruin everything.
Yes, I'm the ruiner. That's my name.
Thank you very much for listening. My name has been Joe Lewis,
and I'm Anthony Bull.
Stay twisty.